So I'm Lou Tribino, I'm a Managing Director within KPMG, and I oversee KPMG Ignition Centers. So one side of KPMG that a lot of people don't realize is we're all about innovation, and about creativity, and about really broadening our horizons and those of our clients. So we're real keen on GCIR as a place to bring people together that have a like mindset, that are willing to either invest in new technology, new solutions, and creativity, or those that are actually breaking the boundaries and doing it themselves today. GCIR is really important to the Rocky Mountain region because this is a place where we see innovation day in and day out. We see companies coming here, we see startups beginning here, we see creativity all around the landscape within the Rocky Mountains. So what better place than to bring a conference like this than right here in Denver. So I hope attendees to this conference take away a couple things. First and foremost, a realization and maybe an eye-opening and that aha moment that says, wow, there's some really cool stuff happening in the Rocky Mountain region. A lot of things that people don't always think about happening here. Startups, innovation, investment, really trying to change not just the landscape of the Rocky Mountains, but the landscape of the nation. And a lot of it begins right here in this conference.
So KPMG has been a long-time supporter of growth companies, both from very early stage companies to large public companies. But one of our areas, our strategic areas of growth, is on growth companies, because clearly those will be the next large private or public companies of tomorrow. And so it's just an area that we're very passionate about and really want to continue to support. Growth capital in the Rockies is important to the Rocky Mountain region for several reasons. It showcases the region's most prominent growth companies, which is really exciting for investors who maybe haven't spent a lot of time here to see. We do have quite a few out-of-state investors who already invest in companies that are here in the Rocky Mountain region, but it's really exciting to see them all kind of come to one place and showcase their company and their story and their growth potential. This is just a well put on event that has a lot of personal touches that we work really hard on to make sure that the investors and the presenting companies feel special, because they are. There were some very successful relationships that were built that ultimately led to liquidity events, additional financings, recapitalizations, and so there was a lot of good things that came out of last year. We couldn't put on growth capital in the Rockies without our phenomenal sponsors. They've really been critical to helping us get all the right companies involved, the right investors, and just really been phenomenal in helping us prepare.
This conference is really a great opportunity for emerging companies and growing companies to connect with capital. And capital is what thrives and allows companies to thrive. We made a decision to get involved with the conference as one of the initial sponsors last year, and now it was so successful we made a decision to continue that sponsorship going into the future. The growth capital of the Rockies Conference is important to the region because it brings capital from outside of the region into our region, shedding light into the promising companies and the entrepreneurs that exist in the Rocky Mountain region.
As this region has grown so much over the past decades, that the need to attract growth capital to fund more and more mature companies was a need that this region had. And so we were excited about that idea and partnered with KPMG to bring this conference to life. As part of evolving from the venture capital conference, we also wanted to evolve in terms of style, and so that was part of the idea to find a more trendy location and have food trucks and sort of match more what our companies are doing, the companies that are in this region, and match more their sort of style.
ACM sees this as a great sponsorship opportunity. We love bringing together other professional service providers in the marketplace here in town and really collaborating together to highlight and represent the companies and clients that we have. I mean, Denver's such an entrepreneurial community, and we work so well together in a collegial environment. From accounting and law and banking, it just makes sense for us to all come together and spend joint resources to highlight the region that we have. GCR is so important because we have investment here, but we really want to highlight the national aspect of the quality of our investment. We want to bring those national investors, national PE firms in and show them all the great growing companies that we have here in the Rocky Mountain region. Yeah, last year was very successful from a conference standpoint and from our client standpoint. We were able to highlight some of our clients, and they were able to finalize and complete transactions as a result of being up on stage and presenting their great ideas and their growth stories. And again, this year we have more clients up there that we know will hopefully be able to land a transaction and complete their financing as a result of it.
Innovation companies, scaled companies, growth companies are an integral part of who we are and what we do. And when you think about growth capital in the Rockies, trying to get scaled companies here in this ecosystem is just going to be a critical element. And so the opportunity for us to invest in this community and that ecosystem is really important to us. With regard to getting growth companies in this region, that has been a lacking part of this ecosystem. We have a really exciting and burgeoning accelerator or startup community. And then we have, on the other end of the spectrum, some larger companies. But you need that middle class or that growth class to really have a fully functioning, mature innovation economy. When you see conferences grow, right, where they gain some traction, not just with a really small sort of proximate group of entrepreneurs or investors, but now the brand of Growth Capital in the Rockies is building on something that started a year ago. And now you see companies represented not just from Colorado, but there's Salt Lake City companies, there's Phoenix, Arizona companies, there's Texas companies, which is a fantastic show of the regional entrepreneurship. And then by extension, you're getting a broader group of investors that are coming. So I know there's Chicago investors, there's coastal investors that are also going to be represented. The sponsors and the organizers, the team that is producing this event, I mean, it's really special. And all of us, whether it's Cooley, KPMG, Holland & Hart, SVB, we have worked together on past events, and so we know how to, complement each other. And the sum of the parts is greater than each one individually. And we all feel a responsibility to this community of entrepreneurs and investors. And so working together is just an obvious, extension of, how we help those companies and that community.
We heard a loud buzz after last year's conference, knowing that these are the same companies that we're working with each and every day already. And our fellow sponsors are companies that we're partnering with each and every day. It's a way for us to solidify those partnerships and continue to collaborate to help our local companies grow. We are one of the fastest growing economies in the country here in the Rocky Mountain region. So for us to be able to help and support these companies, bring them together in such a unique and intimate setting to allow them to get ideas from each other, get ideas from the sponsors, and help them continue to grow and make Colorado great as they already are. This conference is so unique, not only from the companies that it's targeting, but to the space, to the look, to the feel of the conference itself. Many of the conferences we attend, you're in a hotel ballroom, no windows, stuffy. This is a whole different look and feel. And when I think of the fact that these companies are all about innovation and all about growth, this conference, from the look and feel to the location and how unique and cool it is, from the intimate setting to the setting that really drives innovation, I think that's exciting. And for us, these are the owners of these companies are the ultra high net worth families that we work with and serve every day. And in talking to them, what makes them excited about this conference is the fact that it's different.
Well, Holland & Hart has been involved with the predecessor, venture capital in the Rockies, since inception. And as it evolved into growth capital in the Rockies last year, we felt that we wanted to be part of it again because we strongly believe in the mission of supporting not only startup companies, but growing companies in this region. Well, I think it's an opportunity for us to show off some companies that maybe have been below the radar screen. And also, it's important to attract investors from not just this region, but throughout the U.S. to show off what we have here. And as we all know, this is just a hotbed of growing companies. A big factor here is our collaborative environment. And we want to help one another. This isn't just the who can we be better than, but rather it's how can we all help one another be better. I think some of it may be just kind of the Rocky Mountain way of doing things. And I just don't think that we have grown so much that we lose sight of who we are as individuals and what we enjoy doing, that we enjoy sharing one another's successes. And I just think that continues as we continue to collaborate.